Good morning, grade 11s. Today we are working with cylinders and cones, which now is a solid with a circular base. In the case of a prism, it will be called a cylinder. And obviously with the cone, if you think about an ice cream cone, it has got a point on the one side and a circular base on the other. So like I said to you before, as we start, the first thing we're going to read is the question, or do is read the question. The front view and incomplete view of a right cylinder is shown in the figure. The cylinder is cut by an inclined plane VT. Draw the following views of the cylinder: the given front view, the sectional top view, the sectional left view, and project the true shape of the cut surface. Show all necessary construction. So that is now the question, and remember this is an incomplete view because here it says draw a sectional top view. That is just the normal top view without the section. That's why it says here at the top incomplete top view. Okay, so here you can see there is the cylinder with the section in it. So again, we are going to use this a bit later on. If I look at the front view, the top view, and the left view of that cylinder. Okay, so I'm just going to split my screens here quickly to get back to this. So if I now also, I've prepared this drawing a little bit so that we can just save a bit of time in doing a bit of construction lines. So the first thing that we do is obviously we're going to cut through that base there. So we immediately know that we are creating 2 points in the base. But the question is now, why are these lines here? The reason for that is I must now, like any other solid, I must find a few points, because if you determine the 4 points that you've got there on the quadrants, and you need to draw it as a circular object, you don't know what point to join to what. Therefore, at school we've said, let us then divide the circle into 12 equal parts. By saying that is you actually then drawing a line at a 30-degree angle both ways, and you're drawing a line at 60 degrees. And obviously you're going to go through the circle center. So now I can actually show you that's 30 degrees, that's 60 degrees, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, and so forth. So that gives us all of the different angles. And then from there, remember when I cut through a solid, this is now a prism. This is the very important thing that I need to show you. If you now take this cutting plane, and doesn't matter where you're looking from, if you move this cutting plane up and down, if you think about it, and unfortunately if I'm now going to change the view, it's not going to show it as if I want to, or the way I want to, should I say. So, but you can see by me moving up and down this cutting plane that I have got, you can see that the shape of the circle stays a circle. Therefore, if you cut through a prism and it's standing flat, the shape of the prism will always be the section, except like here, if we cut through the base. Okay, if I cut through the base, that means I am now going to change the way that we work. So eventually we know that this line here is now going to be a solid line. Okay, so if I get closer, you'll see that that line is a little bit darker. I can also then, for what I've just said, I can then make this in dark. Remember now, I've just told you that point there will be this here and there. The next one will be that one there and at the bottom. The next one will be there and there. And the next one obviously will be there and there. And then the last one is there. So now we've got the top view almost finished. I can put the hatching in. I'll do that later when I do it for the left view as well as the true shape. Now, for the left view, again, if I need these points, that point there is in the middle here. So if I find it, there's my point there. The next 2 points, one will be on this one here and this one here. If I look at what I've just said, that means if I take this one across, that's the point there and there. Why am I saying that? It is this line here. It is that line there. Therefore, there's my 2 points. If If I take the next one across, same thing, this one here and this one here. So therefore it is on that line and that line. There's my 2 points. The next one is then on the quadrant, which is the 2 outside lines. Then I go back to one inside, which is that point and that point. So again, it is this one here projected across and find my point there and there. And what we got to remember is, because we're cutting through the base, there's no ways by just projecting across that I'm going to find that point. So I need to project this line from here to here to here to find that point. The same here. I need to project that point from there to there to there. So now I've got all of my section points. Remember, we are working with a round object, which means now by me drawing in the section, it is going to be a curved line. This is the nice thing about AutoCAD. You can't do that on your drawing board. I can just carry on and just mark these points off, and as I carry on, it creates a nice curve. So up to there, that will then be my section. What did we say? We can immediately go and make the section in dark. Then looking from the left, if we just go back to here, looking from the left, that blue part will fall away as well as the cutting plane. So cutting plane hides and the blue part hides. And what am I seeing for the side view? So there's my side view. If I look at this here again, remember now I didn't use numbers this time. So if I look from the cutting plane to the base at the bottom, if I look from here, is what stays. Which means that line will be dark, that line will be dark, as well as the base. Because if I look here, the base is from there to the edge. So that's going to be solid. So what I can do then is, I'm going to draw a line from there to there to there to there. And that will then be the left view done, but without the hatching. So I still got to do the hatching. And now to do the true shape, remember we have said last time, what we can do then is, what I'm going to do here is start, center, end. So that's my start point. There's my center. I'm going to do the same thing. Start point is there. Center is here to there. Start point is here, center is here to there. Next one is start, center is here to there. The next one is start, center to here. And then the last one, start, center to there. So, if we now look at what's happening, those 2 points is this line here. So if I'm going to draw a line from here, it will join to there and it will join to there. So I can draw those 2 lines in. The next point will be from here to here as well as here. The next one is on the quadrant, which will be this point here. It's not going to be an easy one, it looks like. Yep, let's try the one at the bottom. Much easier. So we're drawing this line across. And the thing is now, I need these lines so that I can at least find these points. On your drawing board, you can actually use the lines coming down vertically and you can just dot the points. Okay, so that one is in line with that one, as you can see. That one is in line with that one. The next one will then be this one here and this one here. And again, it comes from there. This one is then from there to there. And then the last one will be right in the middle. There's my point and it will be in the middle. So if I take it from there or there, it doesn't make a difference because it's the same one. So again, I'm cutting through the base, so that will be a solid line. Okay, here you can't see it, but as soon as I get closer to the answer, you'll see that it's dark. And now I can use my trusty old tool here called a spline. So I go from there to there to there to there. And that's how easy these questions are. So as you can see, the work is not much different to what you've done up to now. The only difference is there's more points that you've got to work with. Okay, so remember, you've got to label the cutting plane, or you've got to bring an XY line through for the true shape. You've got to label the true shape. So I'm just going to quickly switch off the construction lines. That's fine. I'm going to switch off the center lines. And why is my construction lines not off? There's my construction lines. I need to go to the hatching layer to put on my hatching. I'm going to do the hatching. I just got to make sure that I am doing separate ones. I am going to put a user defined hatching in. It needs to be at an angle, and it needs to be, let's make it 5 millimeters apart. So here's one, here's another one, and there's another one. Enter. Nice thing is now I can go to this one and make that 315 degrees. So obviously the top view and this left view are two different things. And here, this one here, I'm going to change the spacing to 7 just to make it a bit different. So there we go. And if I just switch everything back on, there is the answer. So if I zoom in a little bit, you can see the center of the circle is shown as the center line. I have got the true shape drawn there, and I have got the left view also drawn incorrectly. So again, for this one here, if I look at it, the top view, that you can clearly see is still a full circle, and that is what I've got on this side. That part there will not be drawn in dark, as well as the left view. There it is. If I look at the left view here, that is my left view. Okay. I will then do another lesson for the cone separately to this. So if you have a look at that, how to handle a cone.